Picture this. It's November 2022, inside a $30 million penthouse in the Bahamas. A 30-year-old billionaire is pacing the floor, watching his empire bleed out. Customers are yanking $1 billion an hour off his platform. He's making desperate calls, begging his biggest rival to buy him out and save the company. For a brief moment, the rival says yes, a rescue deal is on the table. But less than 24 hours later, the rival takes one look at the company's internal books, cancels the deal, and walks away forever. What exactly did they see in those books that was so toxic it made them run for the hills? I'm going to tell you exactly what was hidden in that leaked balance sheet, and why it was the smoking gun of the century, at the very end of this video. Because to understand the biggest financial magic trick of our generation, we can't start at the end. We have to rewind to the illusion that fooled the entire world. Part 1. The Rise. Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF as everyone called him, didn't look like your typical Wall Street titan. He looked like a guy who slept on a beanbag chair and played League of Legends during pitch meetings, which he actually did. But that disheveled gamer aesthetic was his superpower. He built FTX into a crypto exchange that didn't feel like a shady offshore casino. It felt safe. It felt institutional. In record time, FTX became a trusted, mainstream powerhouse. We are talking about slapping their logo on the Miami Heat arena, running Super Bowl commercials, buying endorsements from Tom Brady and Steph Curry. SBF was throwing tens of millions into political campaigns in Washington, rubbing elbows with regulators, and pitching himself as the golden boy of crypto. And then there was his public philosophy. It was called effective altruism. SBF told the world he was only getting filthy rich so he could give it all away to save humanity. He was the benevolent crypto billionaire with a heart of gold, and the media ate it right up. They put him on magazine covers and called him the next JP Morgan. But there was a massive, fatal problem. FTX wasn't operating alone. SBF also owned a private cryptocurrency trading firm called Alameda Research. The relationship between the trusted public exchange and the risky private trading firm was supposed to be strictly separated by a massive financial firewall. But behind closed doors, that firewall was a total mirage. Part 3. The Fall. The collapse happened at blinding speed. It took just about a week for the Golden Boy's entire empire to burn straight to the ground. It started when a crypto news site leaked a private financial document from Alameda Research. This leaked balance sheet spooked investors who realized something was deeply, fundamentally wrong. A massive bank run started. Customers rushed to withdraw their money from FTX, pulling out billions of dollars in a matter of days. SBF panicked and halted withdrawals, effectively trapping everyone's money inside the burning building. He was desperate. He called Binance, his biggest rival exchange, begging for a bailout. Binance signed a letter of intent to buy FTX and save the day. But remember that open loop from the beginning of this video? I promised to tell you what Binance saw in the books that made them walk away from the rescue deal less than 24 hours later. Part 2. The Cracks. While SBF was standing on stage in cargo shorts preaching about safe regulation, Alameda Research was placing wildly risky bets in the crypto market. And they were losing big time. By the spring of 2022, the crypto market was tanking. Major lenders were going bankrupt, and Alameda was suddenly on the hook for billions of dollars they simply did not have. They were drowning. So SBF did the unthinkable. He quietly reached into the vault of FTX. That was the trusted exchange where regular people, mom-and-pop investors, and big hedge funds kept their savings. And he started funneling that customer money directly to Alameda to cover up the gaping holes in their balance sheet. Here is the payoff. When Binance looked under the hood at FTX's internal financials, they didn't just see a company struggling with a little bit of debt. They saw a black hole. They saw that SBF had created a secret backdoor in FTX's software code. It was an exemption that allowed Alameda Research to run an unlimited negative balance. SBF had literally hard-coded a limitless line of credit into the system, quietly funneling over $8 billion of customer money directly to his trading firm. Binance realized FTX wasn't a distressed business. It was an $8 billion crime scene. They walked away, and FTX instantly filed for bankruptcy. The fallout was absolute. SBF was arrested in his Bahamas penthouse, extradited to the United States, and his own inner circle flipped on him and testified against him in court. In November 2023, a jury convicted him on 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy. He was using his customers' money as his own personal piggy bank, buying luxury real estate in the Bahamas, funding ill-advised venture capital investments, pumping millions into political donations. All of it fueled by customer funds that were supposedly locked up safe and sound. It was an elaborate shell game. And for a while, because crypto prices were still somewhat afloat, nobody noticed. SBF kept smiling for the cameras, sitting right on top of a ticking time bomb. But you can only juggle chainsaws for so long before you drop one. In November 2022, the music finally stopped.